In a small corner of the world, there was a small town called the Garden of Rights, where almost all the male animals had incredible abilities as runners. However, among the exceptions, there were a cute turtle whose dream was not only to be fast but to win the annual race of Garden of Races. This race brought together all the runners of the city, not including those who could fly, since they would have an advantage over the others. They had their own race, therefore. In the last 4 years, the champion of this race was the antelope. Apparently, it was the fastest animal in the city, but also one of those that did not talk to anyone. He was a little bit lonely because it was so focused on running that it did not manage to do friends, and everyone sees him as a rival. Thus, one day the turtle was leaning on a tree because he liked to sleep in those places a lot. And after meditating so much, he fell asleep and began to dream. And thus, in a fantasy world, the turtle was very fast while the antelope was very slow. The turtle was enjoying his dream a lot, but something woke him up. When he opened his eyes, he caught the shape of an antelope in front of him, and when he reacted, he realized that it was the same racing champion antelope and the same antelope that appeared in his dream. The turtle became very nervous and did not know what to say. "Hello, sorry, I think I woke up you," said the antelope. No problem, calm down," said the turtle. "I had not seen you around here, and are you from this city?" asked the antelope. "Yes, but I'm always alone. I don't have any friends," said the turtle. "Me neither," said the antelope. And so they began to talk until it got dark. Apparently, they had a lot in common. Although one was slow and the other fast, their lives were somewhat similar. At that, and the araguaro appeared among the trees. The antelope saw it and shouted, "What's that? Don't be scared. She's my friend, the araguaro. She's the only friend I have," said the turtle. "Ah, excuse me, I had never seen an araguaro." "They are like monkeys," said the antelope. Yes. You are supposed to be the champion. I don't like you. Go away," said the araguaro. No, don't be rude," the turtle murmured. "I can't dislike you if you don't know me," said the antelope. "But the others say that you are conceited," said the araguaro. "And the others also said that no one should talk to famous about racing, and I think they are nonsense, because the famous can make raisins, supposedly," said the antelope with a lot of confidence in those words, and also without knowing pretty good the araguaro dream, which was to compete against him and to any other animal that they could find in the path. "You are absolutely right. Excuse me," said the araguaro, and from that moment the three of them began to be very close. Not only did they have a lot in common, but they got along wonderfully. One day, they decided that the three of them would help each other in the training for the race that was to come very soon, and that no matter who won, they would remain friends and share the prize. But first, they had to find another renegade to complete the race, so they could be the four renegades competing one against the other, but even these still being friends. After so much thinking about who was forbidden to run, They remember that humans are not allowed to participate, even though they had to behave like if the animals could be participate together with the human beings. So officially, the four renegades were in search of a human girl because they thought it could be the perfect complement to them in order to be an heterogeneous group competing in between without any contingency of constraining thing. After several days touring the city, they remember a hut on the outskirts of it, where a girl named Pam lived. She has lost her family, and since then, she lives alone in that hut surrounded by many little forest animals that love her and they help her stay well fed. They also recalled that members of the races had forbidden her to be near the runners and run with them to avoid girl distractions. As I said to you, the girls are not allowed to participate normally in the races, but we can make an exception. The three renegades went to find her fourth member, and after explaining the whole plan to Pam, she accepted because she had always wanted to run and had many running friends with whom they had not let her talk more for a long time because of so many restrictions. It's incredible. But you are a member of the running committee. They can expel you, Pam said to the antelope. It doesn't matter. We must fight for equality, she replied. Then they started intense training sessions, especially the turtle who was very slow, but they had time to improve their skills. The day of the race arrived and everyone was ready to participate. But when they saw a woman, an arguaro, and a turtle in the starting line, they stopped the event to tell them that they could not participate. The turtle for being very slow, the human for being a human, and the arguaro for being also very slow. There must be a gender equality as well as a kind of equal condition for every participant in the race. It's not usual that so many differences can happen here. So the animals start figuring out what to do in this special case. All the animals and humans who were watching the race were surprised to see that the racing champion, who had no need to intervene in that because he was the champion, meaning the fastest animal among all the competitors, was defending everyone's rights. The antelope indeed was participating to decide you can be here no matter if you are human, if you are woman, if you are any kind of your type. So they decided to support the screaming no to exclusion. They were allowed to compete, and during the race, the four renegades occupied finally the first places. And just when they were near to finish line, the position started defining. Just at this time, not before. So the antelope noticed behind him the turtle was coming and showing that he could do it. The antelope slowed down a little and gave a little bit of advantage to the turtle. Nonetheless, the turtle could not keep going. Was very slow, even this, So the advantage was still for the antelope. Everyone was happy that the antelope, as it was expected, finally won the race. It was an incredible moment. So many animals around was celebrating. The party, the emotion, the happiness was undescribable. Finally, it happened that the four renegades were the best runners in the garden. They did not envy each other. They wanted to keep together like friends. The antelope and the araguaro formed a couple. Surprisingly, Pam managed to reconnect with her friend, and the turtle was just there watching everyone. He began to motivate other turtles to avoid the fear and participate like him even if he could not win. So finally, they kept together, the four of them, like friends, and living their life in the forest.